The movie begins with the introduction of a single mother who is taking care of her daughter, Grace, on her own. She has moved to London from the Philippines in search of a better life and opportunities. However, she faces the challenge of living there illegally without a citizen's certificate. To earn money, she works in different houses, doing various tasks like cleaning, cooking, and taking care of people's needs. Despite her efforts, they don't have a permanent place to live and have to move from one house to another. Grace, being mischievous, often disobeys her mother's instructions and frequently asks about her father, to which her mother always lies. One day, her friend asks her to check on her client at their house, but she hesitates as it is an unfamiliar place. Hence, she declines the offer, but her friend reassures her that she doesn't have to do anything except go there and check on her client, who is an elderly man and often falls ill. Reluctantly, she agrees. The very next day, Grace's mother travels to the house located far away from the city where the old man is supposed to be. The house is grand, but strangely, there is no one there. Despite calling out to the old man multiple times and searching the house, there is no response. Worried, she heads straight to the old man's room, only to find him lying motionless on the bed in a coma. This sight saddens Grace's mother, and she begins to pray for him. Suddenly, the old man grabs her hand, causing her to panic and pull away. She manages to compose herself just as she hears someone approaching. Fearing the consequences of being caught in this situation, she quickly tries to find a hiding spot. However, there is no available space in the room. Just then, the old man's niece, Catherine, appears before her. Grace's mom encounters someone who is not surprised to see her, but instead assumes that she was sent by the agency. This person had requested a helper the day before, and assumed that Grace's mom was the one sent to assist with household chores. Grace's mom, having no other choice, agrees with this assumption to protect herself. Catherine, the person she meets, asks about her and Grace's mom starts explaining about her uncle who has been in a coma for a week. She mentions that she takes care of him but needed help with housework, cleaning, and cooking. Despite knowing that Catherine was sent by the agency, she offers Grace's mom the opportunity to work as a helper for $1,000 a week. Grace's mom, needing money for a citizen's certificate, accepts the offer. However, she keeps the fact that she has a daughter named Grace a secret from Catherine, fearing that it might change her mind. Catherine instructs her to bring her luggage in the evening, and Grace's mom leaves. On her way, she calls her friend to share the news and assure him that the old man is doing well. Her friend sees this as a beneficial visit and advises her to take the job. Grace's mom returns home and starts packing her and Grace's belongings. She explains to Grace that they must keep their presence in the house a secret and avoid causing any trouble. Then we will receive the citizen certificate in no time. Once we have it, we can live freely, just like Grace agrees. Grace's mom hides her in a large bag and brings her to Catherine's house. As soon as they arrive, Catherine offers her mom a cup of tea, which she drinks immediately. Her mom was worried about Grace suffocating in the bag, so she quickly takes her to her room after finishing the tea. Thankfully, Grace is perfectly fine. Her mom reminds Grace to stay hidden and not be seen by Catherine. When Catherine arrives, Grace quickly hides in the bag. Catherine realizes that Grace's mom is from the Philippines and tells her to rest today and start working tomorrow. After Catherine leaves, Grace's mom shows her a wardrobe and instructs her to stay inside whenever Catherine is home, so she won't be seen. Her mom assures Grace that they won't stay there for more than 6 weeks. The next day, Catherine gives her a tour of the house and explains her duties. She also mentions that she has given medicine to her uncle. Before leaving for important work, Catherine tells them not to worry. Grace's mom starts working and cleans the entire house. While cleaning, she finds a letter on the ground, but before she can read it, Grace startles her. They have a conversation, but their conversation is interrupted when Catherine returns. Grace quickly hides upon seeing Catherine. Catherine is delighted to see the house shining. Grace's mom began to involve her in conversations, causing Grace to quickly hide. After much difficulty, Grace managed to find a hiding spot. Determined, she headed straight for the old man's room. Climbing onto the bed, she cautiously approached the man. Just then, her mom arrived and questioned why Grace had come out. Grace's mom had instructed her to stay inside. Suddenly, Catherine called out to Grace from outside, prompting her to hide under the bed. Grace's mom left to listen to Catherine, leaving Grace hidden. However, the trouble wasn't over yet as Catherine went to her uncle's room to give him medicine. Grace remained hidden under the bed. A pill fell down, catching Grace's attention. Before Catherine could notice, Grace quickly turned away. Catherine finished giving medicine to her uncle and left the room. Once again, Grace narrowly escaped. Grace informed her mom that Catherine gave sleeping pills to her uncle. Her mom questioned how Grace knew they were sleeping pills. Grace explained that she had accidentally brought sleeping pills instead of vitamin pills before. She had seen the pill when Catherine was feeding her uncle. Her mom reminded her that not all similar-looking medicines have the same effect. Grace became angry, feeling that her mom didn't believe her suspicions about Catherine. As night fell and everyone slept, Grace searched for something to eat. Suddenly, Catherine appeared in front of her, but Grace noticed that Catherine was sleepwalking. And now, Catherine reveals in her sleep that she plans to burn down the entire house. The next morning, Grace's mom notices that Catherine is in a bad mood and seems concerned about the property. She realizes that she will have to meet with a lawyer, which will take a few days. Catherine informs Grace's mom that she won't be around for a while and asks her to take care of the house and give medicine to the uncle. She teaches her how to administer the medicine, but Grace's mom becomes suspicious when she sees Catherine forcing the old man to take it and covering his mouth until he swallows. Before leaving, Catherine gives her some money and departs. Grace's mom realizes that Grace was right. Catherine was giving sleeping pills to the uncle. However, when Grace tries to tell her mother what she witnessed, she is not listened to as her mother is busy with work. Eventually, Grace's mom remembers her past experience as a nurse and caretaker, and decides to take matters into her own hands. She starts making medicine for the old man, changing his prescriptions, and he eventually recovers. When he wakes up, he asks for his caretaker, but instead finds Grace's mom by his side. After being told that there is no niece, he insists that someone must have hired him. Grace's mom feels relieved that the old man is finally making sense, and that's why he is denying having a niece. Since Catherine wasn't home, Grace's mom takes care of the old man and they become good friends. One day, the old man reveals to Grace's mom that he knows she is from the Philippines, and he had a caretaker from the same place whom he loved dearly. Grace's mom shares her past with the old man, explaining how she escaped an abusive marriage and broke ties with her husband, but she hasn't told Grace the truth about her father. The old man offers to help Grace's mom with her citizenship certificate in exchange for being his caretaker, and she agrees without hesitation. Over time, the old man's behavior starts to change for the worse, and he reveals to Grace that her mom lied about her father being dead. Grace gets angry with her mom and stops talking to her, choosing to live with the old man instead. Grace's mom is devastated and tries to understand why the old man would do this, leading her to search the entire house for answers. Among the old man's caretaker's belongings, she discovered numerous letters that she had written for her own family and daughter. Upon learning about the deep affection the old man had for his caretaker, Grace's mom became aware of the situation. However, when the caretaker attempted to send letters to her family, the old man's family prevented her from doing so. As a result, the caretaker began to distance herself from her own family and daughter. Subsequently, the old man's family forced the poor girl into servitude and made her carry out both good and bad tasks. Upon hearing these distressing details, Grace's mom felt immense sympathy for the caretaker. The following day, Catherine returned home and searched for Grace's mom throughout the house, but she was nowhere to be found. In the kitchen, Catherine noticed tea being prepared and decided to have a sip. However, she immediately spat it out as Grace had tampered with it. When Catherine went to the bathroom to take a bath, she discovered that Grace had also tampered with the shampoo and body lotion, resulting in painful spots on her body and face. Realizing that Grace had carried out these actions under the old man's influence, Catherine confronted him after regaining consciousness. Upon seeing the old man safe and sound, Catherine was shocked and lost consciousness. Once Grace's mom left, Catherine and the old man engaged in a conversation where she informed him that she would be evicting him from the house. "I gave money to some individuals, I transferred all your belongings under my name, which were already rightfully mine, but you cleverly manipulated me into signing those documents, and took everything that belonged to me in your name. Then you also killed my father. Afterwards, you sent my mother to a mental institution for treatment, where you ended her life, even though you were my uncle. You have done terrible things to me." Upon hearing this, the old man laughs and says, "Look, you were trying to put me in a coma and giving me sleeping pills, hoping that I would die slowly. But here I am, safe and sound in front of you, and as for your property, it is solely in my name, so how can you kick me out? Now let's talk about you. Since you are my niece, I don't want to evict you from the house. You can stay here if you want." Catherine was surprised to hear this, because she wanted to regain her property, but now she had no way to do so. That's why she remained silent and didn't respond. But at night, she asked Grace's mother that the old man will keep you with him forever, and you will never be free. Saying this, Catherine pulls back the curtain, revealing the dead body of the old woman kept in a glass box, and tells her that this was the caretaker of the old man. When the caretaker tried to escape, he killed her and locked her in this box. And now you will suffer the same fate, the rest is mine. I have to seek revenge from him, I will kill him. Saying this, she gives money to Grace's mother, and tells her that she is no longer of any use and has betrayed her. Betrayal seems to be in her blood. We may help you as much as we want, but you will always betray us. Take this money and leave. Just keep your mouth shut. Upon hearing this, Grace's mother cries and asks for help. Grace's mom replied that we provide services such as house cleaning, cooking, dog walking, and even taking care of sick individuals. If you need assistance with cleaning up a mess, we are here to help. And she give back Catherine's money. Then she left with Grace. However, Grace did not want to leave, and the police were called to arrest her mother for living illegally. The complaint was made by an old man. The police arrested her and took her away, leaving Grace in need of help. In order to free her mother from jail, Grace was promised assistance. They make a plan to get out Catherine from their way. When Catherine tried to inject poison to the old man when he is acting sleeping, Grace under the table quickly inject an unconscious medicine to Catherine. The injection causes Catherine seeing all her helpers in the form of ghosts, all of whom she had misbehaved with. But she soon discovered that the old man was responsible for her mother's arrest. Grace reacted by hitting the old man and running away, with him chasing after her. He enjoyed enslaving people, which was the reason behind his actions. Grace cleverly starts a fire in the storeroom, causing the box with the caretaker's body to fall on the old man, rendering him immobile.
Catherine arrives and assists Grace, realizing her mistake.
The entire house is engulfed in flames as Catherine and Grace escape.
They witness the house and the old man burning. Later, Catherine visits the prison to free Grace's mother and hires a lawyer to prove her innocence.
Grace's mother is granted citizenship, bringing her immense joy. They are now free to live without fear. Catherine's past mistreatment of helpers was similar to the old man's perspective, but she has since learned from her mistakes. Grace's mother takes her on a city tour, now confident in her status as a citizen. This was something she always desired. And with that, the story of this film concludes. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comments to support us.